What's going on? Welcome back to Copenhagen Blue. Do you have this sound? If so, then you probably need something repaired in your suspension. Let's check this car out and get started. That sound that you're hearing is more than likely something in the front suspension. In this case, it's this bushing right here. It's all blown out. So now, thankfully, the bushing comes with the bracket, so you don't have to worry about pressing it out. We just need to unbolt it and put it in. Looks like 15/16 is going to be our size for the large nut on the end. We'll use an impact gun. That's gonna be loud. And we're going to put that back on here just slightly so we don't have to wonder where our nut went. Next we have our two bolts. Those are 18 millimeters. We also are going to hold it up top with an 18 millimeter wrench on the nuts on the top. One bolt, one nut. Now here, we're going to take this off. We should be able to kind of slide our whole control arm bushing off. I think we might have to. Oh, you know what? We can undo these. We're going to undo these clips here. Well, that's like shot out. And that. There we go. And there we go. Now, let's move that out of the way. Now we can slide this forward and off. Ta-da. A little bit of brake clean. Just to clean that spindle up, clean it up a little bit with a Scotch-Brite. So a nice clean shaft.
That's what she said.
For our new bushing. Alright, we can take a moment to compare. We have our old bushing here, which is, you can see, out of whack quite a bit. Definitely needs to be replaced. Fresh bushing smell. Right out of the bag, what we're going to do is we're just going to compare. We look here, we have a flange. We have a flange. This is nice and centered. You can see actually the rubber on the inside kind of tucked in here. And on this one, that's what's all cracked and blown out. On the back side, same thing. Everything looks good. Same size. So let's bolt it up. Orientation matters. The flanged part goes towards the back. We're going to pull this back out here a little bit, slide that over, right into position, come through the bottom and up to the top. All right, same thing, different angle. We're going to go from the bottom, put our bolt up through the top, right there. We're going to put our nut on. Our other one right there. So we have both our nuts tightened down, but we're going to do a torque on this to spec. If you haven't grabbed a set of little brushes, they actually have mine on Amazon for like $7, and this makes it great for going through something that has a lot of built-up rust. You can clean out the threads. You can clean up the outside a little bit. We're going to take our nut. We're going to thread that back on. That was our 15/16 socket. We need to torque our bolts down. We need to torque our nut down. Lower bolts here are 55 foot-pounds of torque, so not a whole lot. There we go. Now this nut is a little bit different. It's 144 foot-pounds, and you need to load the suspension up when you tighten it down. The way we're going to achieve that is by using our jack under the bottom of the control arm. So we want to jack up the front suspension. I'm using a block of wood so we don't have metal-to-metal contact and bend anything. And we're just bringing up this lower control arm here. We're lifting it up, so what it does is it puts it at the ride height of the vehicle, Essentially, we're going to go until the vehicle just lifts off the jack stand. All right, so right there is where it just lifts up. And now I'm going to torque this down to our 144 foot-pounds. Now the reason we do that is so that our suspension component is tightened down at the neutral position for the suspension. That way when it goes up and down, it's only twisting the bushing a little bit. If we tighten it up in the down position, then when it's in the neutral position, it's going to be twisted a lot. It'll wear your component out faster. Let's see if our suspension still has its clunk. We have our nut here torqued to 144 foot-pounds. We have our two nuts here at 55. We leveled out the suspension before we torqued that nut down, and now we're ready to put everything back together. We don't want to forget these two plastic little clips. That would be rude. Nice. Well, we took care of the clunk on the one side, and that turned out to be the right front control arm bushing. But there's something else that can make a clunking in the front end of your Traverse as well. So you can see the looseness that we have. Let me show you what it is. So when we're shaking our wheel, you can see the ball joint has play down here. So we need to replace that. Thankfully, it looks kind of easy. But I guess we'll find out. So we're going to use our 13/16 open-ended wrench, but we're going to use the closed end on the ball joint nut. And then we're going to use another wrench for some leverage. And let's see if it'll break free. Oh, I think there she goes. Yes, maybe. Question is going to be, did it break free or is it just spinning? Nice. I'm going to work that back and forth a little bit. And I'm going to get a little breakaway, put that in there. We've almost got that nut all the way off. Now there are some tricks that I've seen where you can put like a nut or something in between, so as you go on it pushes against the half shaft and you're able to get the entire nut off in one shot. But we're gonna try without it. So we have our nut off. We're gonna see if we can get this a couple taps with a hammer. Cover your ears. Loud. Let's get in here with the pry bar. Put a little tension on that. So we're putting tension on the knuckle here, so that way the ball joint, when it drops, it'll actually drop. Hopefully.
Many hours later.
All right, well, with a little bit of help of my friend here, the induction heater, I was able to get all three of those bolts out. We still don't have the ball joint loose though, and I'm going to try and heat that up, or I'm going to try and hit down on the ball joint flange itself on the bottom here and see if we can get it broken free. Use our induction heater here. See if we can heat this up and get it to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free. I mean, at least I hope that's what the ball joint's saying, is that it wants to break free. It's got to break free.
Did we do it?
No.
Oh.
The next day.
Well, it is the next day. This ball joint kicked my butt. If this is something you're thinking, I'm just gonna knock it out, not a big deal, it'll take me an hour. No, it's not gonna take you just an hour, especially if it's something where you live in a Rust Belt state or Michigan or something with corrosion, or anywhere that possibly the steel and the aluminum decide that they want to make a holy matrimony together. I pounded away on that thing for like 45 minutes to an hour and just heated it, tried hitting it, heating another spot, hitting it, nothing let go. So finally I decided late last night that I was done playing around, and I'm hoping that the tool that I bought will help make all the difference. So to start, I bought an air chisel. I don't have it hooked up, so otherwise it would go. But in any case, I also bought a ball joint removal tool, pickle fork. So we're gonna hook this up to the air chisel and see if we can't separate those two and break them apart. Fingers crossed. I don't know if we made a whole lot of progress, but the pickle fork is in there. Looks like maybe it dropped a little, so we're gonna hit it a little bit more and then maybe tap on it. All right, about 45 minutes later, I'm taking the whole kingpin off. We're just gonna undo the bolts and nuts from the strut. I've already taken off the rotor and the caliper. We're gonna undo the axle nut here, and then hopefully with the whole assembly off, I can try and get to it from the inside. Now, I know that I could probably go to the auto parts store and rent the ball joint removal kit, and maybe that's what I'm gonna end up having to do, but I really don't want to go anywhere and drive anymore, so we're gonna give this a shot. Worst comes to worst, I go in and get the kit. Outer tie rod end is out. All we have left is our strut bolts, and I threw a little paint on there just so I can see where they line up when I put them back, because I'm not sure if these are adjustable or not. But I believe also we have to make sure that our half shaft is loose, which it's not. This thing's just all sorts of fun. Fun. All right, with some heat, some lubricant, and some love, I was able to get the spindle of the half shaft out. Hopefully we can get it all apart and we can get finally to the top, and hopefully a couple whacks on the top of that post will break our ball joint free. I got the bolts out. I did forget about unbolting that wheel speed sensor though. Don't want to break that. We had a 10mm bolt for our wheel speed sensor there. I have absolutely no high hopes that this thing's actually just going to come out, because it has not been the case on anything on this car except for when I was working on the right side. Well, okay, fine. Look at that. And there we go. She pulled right out. Have our entire knuckle out. Let's go see if we can put the hurt into this thing and try and get it to come free, because damn, what, if anything, we can do. Oh yeah, look at that. Hell to the gizzle. That mother scratcher, oh my gosh, just didn't, wow. Thank you, somebody. Probably just proof that if I had gotten the right tool, it probably would have worked the first time. My own frustration, my own lesson. Let's go put some shit back together. Well, you don't need to watch me put all this stuff back together, so I'm going to do it on time lapse. If you want, you can just skip it. Most people don't even make it this far in the video, but let's see how everything goes back together. I wanted to make sure before I ran out of daylight that I showed you what we accomplished. We ended up getting the ball joint out. As you saw, I was able to get everything put back together. I did front brake pads while I had this apart. I did torque on the strut bolts, as well as the outer tie rod end and the axle nut, as well as the 3 bolts on the bottom of the ball joint and the ball joint itself. But everything went together really well, and from what I could tell, there's no more clunking. So if you have a Chevy Traverse or a what is it, GMC Acadia, if you have a clunking in your front end, could be that right side control arm bushing, or it could be that lower ball joint. One pretty easy, the other not so much. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.